Hello and welcome to another beautiful edition of Softline. I'm Nancy Banigo, and with me today I have Eddie Young. Young. Eddie, how are you?
I'm fine. Hello everyone. How are you today? Yeah, welcome to another beautiful edition of Softline. And we'll be doing it with Nancy. Nancy, you look
greenish. You look greenish.
You took that from me. But it's good though.
Oh, really? That's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you
Eddie,
on set. Yeah.
You know, I know you're a comrade, right? You're a comrade. I wanted to even find out what actually it means, because anytime I hear that word comrade, it reminds me of Oshomole. You know, Adams Oshomole is a typical example of what they call comrade. So there's this story, this video that has been trending online about a nurse that refused to join her colleagues to go on the strike, in the nursing strike that took place a few days ago. And the reaction we got, and the reaction she got, you know, she was in the hospital, and then it looked like she was bullied out of the hospital. I don't know if our director could please play that video so that our audience could also see before we come back to talk about it.
Any part of the experience. Stay in the conversation with us across our social media handles: on X at ADBN_TV, Instagram at ADBN_TV, Facebook ADBN TV, YouTube ADBN TV_NG, and keep visiting our website on www.adbntv.com. Watch us live anytime, anywhere. ADBN TV, a part of you.
Look at her. That was bad.
We are fighting one battle that will benefit everybody. That is what we are fighting this fight.
Is it your personal property? So please carry your bag and get out.
She's the one sabotaging the strike. The federal Niveau Secretary President. The goal in that branch.
They have refused to go on strike. To make sure you have a good workers enough. You're here and then you ask to eat. I can carry your bag.
Management will recommend you.
Nurses don't have it. They are not paying, no. They are not paying, no. They are not getting anything, no.
Wow, I don't know if this treatment she got is justifiable. You know, the fact that, yeah, they were on strike, she was supposed to go along with her colleagues, but she chose to be here. Does she deserve this kind of a treatment, Eddie? What's your opinion?
You know, I've listened to you quietly. First of all, you said comrade, comrade is synonymous to Adams Oshomole. And you just made me laugh. I've been laughing. So you see, it's like saying a lawyer, you know, you address them as barristers, and they have some other acronym. So everybody that have come together for a common purpose, in solidarity, in the union, workforce now, is being addressed as a comrade. When you struggle for a common purpose or goal, you're a comrade in that struggle. Okay,
you know,
so
why I brought the struggle, why I brought the comradeship thing, because I know you're one of, you know, you like that gigi. And how would you feel?
You know, I like the gigi.
Yeah, how would you feel when there's a strike and then one person, you know?
So exactly, like, you see, there's something about togetherness. There is a strike. just if you listen to the reactions from people, someone said, she will be among those people complaining that the government is not paying them well. And here they have come together to say, let's strike and see if we can get this payment. And she's coming to work. Who is she trying to impress? You don't like what is being meted out at you. Now something is about to be done to remedy the situation.
And you are sabotaging it.
Exactly. And you want to make yourself look like a very obedient, like the only good person, so that others are, truant or deviate from. No, so in unionism, it's one voice. We go together.
All right, so I like that word you use, one voice, you move together.
Exactly.
Shouldn't there be an exception? Because we're talking about human lives, we're talking about the medical life. In the first place, nurses are not even supposed to go on strike.
Yeah.
So, sometimes they go say Nigeria never happened to you before. I have seen a pregnant woman who was at the point of giving birth, but because of the doctors and nurses were on strike, it was a very big problem. Just even let us go into that side. So if a nurse was available on that day, this one I'm telling you about, it would have saved a whole lot of things. So could it be where this nurse is coming from?
So nurses are not also, they're humans. They have families to cater for. They have themselves, their needs to take care of.
Absolutely.
So, and then these are people who work 2-4 hours. They don't have breaks, in quotes.
And with the brain drain thing.
Exactly. So, exactly. They don't have enough hands. And then you're not paying them commensurate to the effort. Exactly. And it's not just the nurses, the workforce in general. So in our Nigerian system, the workforce, the government have failed the workforce. It's not even the nurses only. We even have pensioners now. I saw a story where a retired pensioner is showing you his take home to be 40, started at 40,000 when they said was increase 40. Do you understand? And in today's economy, and these are people who have saved 35 years.
Yeah, I remember 35 years being paid 1 point something million.
Do you understand? And yet people who just go into office on elective positions are cutting away with millions, dollars. What do? They have a sitting, they sit, they pass bills, and they go back with Ghana must go of money. But people who have gone into putting in their efforts,
I've been giving peanuts. Do
you understand? Yeah. These are the workforce. They are the people. For your own sitting could be for 2 hours. So you have every other time to rest or do everything. You go on recess. You go on vacation during recess. And it's being funded. These people can barely save to do anything. So I mean,
owing them is quite inhumane.
Oh yes. So coming to ask me,
definitely
that I would.
Yeah, but I was
don't even spoil my mood on the show.
You put a human face to this one.
Human face.
That was why I say I called you a comrade when we started this discussion, because I knew where you would go with this whole topic. So, but then, Eddie, this is human lives we are talking about.
Okay, so now if we want to look at it that way,
let's think of a solution. These nurses, even though they have to go on strike, shouldn't they have kept like few persons, just in case we have those emergencies, So could it be what this woman was trying to,
So for this woman, she could be one of the persons in the country who has given up hope. So she is saying, whether people will strike or not, government will do what they have to do.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even know, maybe she's even running away from home. Home is not conducive. So she's like, if I'm home, these children will be crying for food. Let me just go to the office and sit. I won't join new strike.
Yeah.
So she just came to,
Eddie
run away from No, yes.
Yeah, you have a point.
So she probably could, she would have gone elsewhere, not the office, because of the strike that was in a.
All right, so now what would you say of Inyanya, who saw her, the popular bishop, and gave her 500,000?
Well,
so what would you say of people like that? So he's seen it differently. And there are lots of us seeing it differently.
Would you know how he's seeing it? He's probably looking at, this woman needs money. This woman needs help, so he's just being charitable.
No, that was not where he came from. He said he gave her the money because of her commitment to her job. For the fact that she refused to strike with her colleagues.
That didn't make sense.
Oh,
He was just saying, well, let me withhold the word and not say it on air.
Oh my goodness.
That didn't make sense. He would
All
just
right,
have told her
Eddie.
if he's just doing some charitable work. Fine, thank you. Thank you for gifting her. It's fine. It will
500.
help her, yeah.
All
But
right,
you
Eddie.
see,
Eddie.
let's learn to make sure that everybody deserves the
One
best.
voice.
Exactly.
All right, so we move in one voice. So if there is a strike, everybody should be on strike.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, I don't agree with you, but let's leave that discussion for today. We'll go on a very short break.
Your
and when we
opinion,
come-
Nancy.
Yeah, everybody is entitled to theirs. We'll go on a break, and when we come back, we'll introduce our guests and our topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Turn on your notification to stay updated and never miss any part of the experience. Stay in the conversation with us across our social media handles on X at ADBN_TV, Instagram at ADBN_TV, Facebook ADBN TV, YouTube ADBN TV_NG, and keep visiting our website on www.adbntv.com. Watch us live anytime, anywhere. ADBN TV, a part of you.
All right, thanks for being there, and welcome to our conversation on managing stress and anxiety in modern life. We're excited to have Esta Richards, a renowned lifestyle fitness coach and consultant, join us all the way from Calabar today. So with her extensive experience and expertise in holistic wellness, Esta will share valuable insight and practical strategies for achieving balance and reducing stress in our lives. Let's dive in and explore ways to prioritize our well-being and live a more fulfilling life. Hello, Esther. So welcome to the show. Hello, Esther.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, always excited to have you.
Hello, Exter. Hello, Exter. Can you hear me?
Very well. I can. Can you hear me too?
You know, it's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Same here. Always a pleasure.
So I'm set for the energy and the drive.
All right, Esther, let's go straight into business. Let's start like this. What's the difference between, wellness, when you talk about physical wellness and your mental wellness? And is there a way people can use, physical wellness like exercise to be able to manage stress and anxiety?
Okay, so there's something called physical wellness, and there's something called physical health. There's something called mental wellness, and there's something called mental health. So these two words are related but can be used interchangeably. Mental health comprises of the care, right? The care for your health, the entire care. While mental wellness are the practices that you actually do in order to care for your health. Okay. Then we move on to physical health. Physical health comprises of every single thing you need to do to be healthy. Right? But physical wellness are the things you actually do, the action you take to make sure that you are well, is what wellness actually means. So yes, if you exercise or if you invest in any form of wellness, it can improve your well-being, it can improve the way you walk, it can reduce stress, and it can help you walk smarter.
I was thinking you would let us know, after establishing the difference between the wellness and the care, so you could enumerate the differences, the examples. When you talk about wellness, you said it's living it. While the care, so I think you should do more justice to it. What should we expect when we talk about wellness? What should we engage in apart from the exercise?
Okay, so there's physical wellness, there's mental wellness, there's social wellness. Wellness is in 5 parts. I mean, there are resources that say it's more than 5, but I stick with the 5 as recommended by WHO. So you have physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual. These are the 5. So across those 5, I also believe that there's physical wellness and, across the 5. Now, practices that you do every single day to improve your physical wellness could span from exercise, could span from making sure that you take a walk, incorporate walking into your everyday life, right? It could also span to things like making sure you get yourself checked in the hospital regularly. You don't wait till things happen to you. You check yourself regularly. Maybe you have your alarm. Check yourself once every year. As a woman, there are basic checks you are aware of. It also means taking responsibility for your well-being and not leaving that to chance. There's something called know your numbers. Know your numbers are basic, like baseline principles, measurements that everybody should know for themselves. But most people do not know these things. But when you now move further from the average person to read more about your body, understand your body, and take steps to help you stay well, then that is wellness. And this can happen in different sectors in different aspects of your well-being. Like I just mentioned the 5, and this can happen across all 5. For emotional wellness, it could be that you are more reflective, you spend time with yourself, you're self-aware, and you're intentional about how you respond and react to things around you. For mental wellness, it could also do the same thing around taking the right information and then learning more about balance, right? And learning how to manage stress every single day. These are life skills. In fact, in these days that stress is like the order of the day, it's so important to learn these skills, right? To know how to manage your time, to know how to say no, to know how to, spend and invest in your well-being. These are things that everybody needs to learn to do. The challenge is not that they don't do it. The challenge is that every other thing for that. I think that's the main issue when it comes to wellness.
All right, Esther. I hope this network will just allow us. All right, Esther. Yeah. So I like the way you explained the whole thing. But then, could you please give us what kind of physical activities, like exercise, will you recommend for professionals? People who have busy life, people who have busy schedules. What kind of exercise will you recommend for them, to help them cope with stress? Oh, you can't hear me?
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So I was asking for your recommendation on type of exercise that people with tight schedule, people with, professionals, career women and men, what kind of exercise can they indulge in, to help them cope with stress?
When it comes to recommendation, I believe that exercise is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's personalized. You can't tell a doctor to jump on the same routine with somebody who is an entrepreneur. It's not the same schedule, it's not the same lifestyle. So, but I think that everyone should find a way to discover, or they can connect with me, right? Find a way to discover how they can tailor exercise or how they can incorporate exercise into their lifestyle. I could still go and run first thing in the morning, but this person has to be at work by 7, and that can't work. For some, evening walks may be good. For some, taking walks intermittently may work. For some people, going to the gym is more effective.
Okay.
All right.
So it actually depends on the individual. There's no one size fits all.
I like that part. I think because people have made it seem you must do a particular kind of exercise. You need to run, you need to jog.
I can't hear them.
I said, I
can't hear you guys.
Oh dear. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I said, I like your description of how exercise should be patterned, that it's not a one-size-fits-all. Because people make it seem like you have to run, you have to jog, you have to do this, and if you're not doing it, you're not doing right. So, but you just said something which is a take home. You do what fits you. Important thing is you incorporate exercise into your lifestyle. So whatever exercise that fits you and the timing is key. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so I heard what you said, fitting exercise into your lifestyle, but I didn't hear the last thing you said.
Okay, so let's talk about anxiety here. The causes of anxiety and how one can actually help reduce being anxious in situations.
Anxiety. I think anxiety has a root cause, and one of the challenges is that the root cause cannot, the symptom of anxiety cannot be treated without the root cause.
Okay.
So anxiety is usually linked to fear of the future, fear of the unknown, things you have no control over, right? Maybe there's a lack somewhere and you're anxious that you're not be able to meet up. I also understand anxiety as a symptom of a mental disease, right? People actually have anxiety as a symptom of a bigger problem. I'm not speaking about that because that's not my forte, but I'm speaking about anxiety when it comes to mental health prevention and care. And for that, I would say there's a very big need, an important need for everyone to understand who they are, to know themselves, right? Because when you know yourself and you have built this confidence in who you are, regardless of kind of situations you find yourself in, you don't let it get to you, you don't let it buck you, you don't let it affect you. And I think that's where the big problem is. Because, for example, if I don't believe in myself, and even at work I see myself differently, it's going to affect my plans for the future because I don't see myself as someone who is believable or who is anything. So how we look at ourselves is very, very important, and it's critical to how anxious we get. We worry about things we can't change. We worry about things we have no control over. These are important things we need to prioritize and settle. And we'll see how anxiety will just disappear because we have taken control of the things that we can. I can take control over how I respond to people, but I can't take control of what people say about me. That is so important and that's so clear. But people spend their lifetime worrying about what people are saying about them, and that is what leads to anxiety in some cases. So this is what I would say when it comes to anxiety as regards mental health prevention and care.
Could you please tell us some of the lifestyle hacks or wellness practices, that you have for yourself, those that you have prioritized for yourself, and how you've been able to incorporate them into your tight schedules?
Okay, so I've learned that if I don't schedule rest, my body will force it on me. So now I treat rest as well as a responsibility. Right? So the things that I practice, and also I check in my body. I check in my body most times and I ask myself, what do I need today? How can I honor the things that are important to me? So I would say self-care. It's not always a big thing. Sometimes it's just saying no, right? Taking a nap, drinking water with mindfulness. So for me, I would say that I have built a morning routine to get before. My morning routine, evening routine are those spaces where I practice things that keep me well. And I wake up in the morning, I have time, I read my Bible, I say my prayers, I take my walks, I come back, I drink water, I nourish myself, I focus on the work that I'm very passionate about. These things are things that I do almost daily, almost on a daily basis. Even the days I don't do it in the morning, I find ways to do it in the evening, and I find ways to catch up. So that's basically what I would say I do. Then my evening routine helps me to wind down and prepare for the next day. Mentally as well, I check in with myself, like, how did you do today? Whatever challenges that I encounter, I would speak about it and I would see what I'm going to change. I connect with people a lot, and that improves my social well-being. I understand myself, so it's easier to connect with people and easier to prioritize and create boundaries in my own life. So these are the things that I do. My morning and evening routine, I incorporate practices there that I don't miss every day. And when I do miss, I still continue because it's part of life. Sometimes things don't go as you plan. So yeah, these are the things I practice.
And we'll continue with the discussion. Stay with us. Continue with the discussion.
Now here's some exciting news. ADBN is everywhere you are. Stay connected with us across all our social media and streaming platforms for exclusive news updates, captivating stories, and more. Join the ADBN community today via our various platforms on Avo TV app, ADBN channel 121, Niger TV app, ADBN TV, Limex World TV app, ADBN TV. Get the latest news straight to your phone. Join our WhatsApp channel. Just search for ADBN TV and hit the follow button. Turn on your notification to stay updated and never miss any part of the experience. Stay in the conversation with us across our social media handles on X at ADBN_TV, Instagram at ADBN_TV, Facebook ADBN TV, YouTube ADBN TV_NG, and keep visiting our website on www.adbntv.com. Watch us live anytime, anywhere. ADBN TV, a part of you.
All right, thanks for being there. So we still have Esther all the way from Calabar, talking to us about mental wellness and how to incorporate. I just got disconnected there. Okay, so Esther, I don't know if you're still there to continue with the tips on how you incorporate, wellness practices, lifestyle into your schedule, because I know you're big on mental health, and I know it's a very important thing. But how do you consider this thing when you do all you do as Esther?
Okay, thank you so much, Nancy. I know you already know how big this is for me, how I value the importance of mental wellness over anything. So for me personally, I have seen that with the kind of schedule that I have, my holy grail has to be my morning routine and my evening routine. I do not really have so much control over what happens after my morning and evening, so I prioritize the things that are important to me first. My spiritual well-being is fed in that morning, my physical well-being, I take my walks, I make sure that I drink a lot of water. I try to do that in the morning before I go for my walk. I do not like water, but I try to drink it. I try to schedule it to drink it before I go for my walk. And I make it a point of duty to connect with people I care about, my social well-being. So I find ways to make sure that in my morning routine, it starts between 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock or 9 o'clock sometimes. I spend those times serving the things that honor my well-being. And in the evening as well, I do the same thing. I wind down, find things. Sometimes I work in the evening, so I'm not always honoring myself in the evenings, but I do in the mornings. I do better in the mornings. But the plan for my evenings is to reclaim my time and rest and prepare for the next day. So I've been practicing my morning routine for a while, and this is what saves me, right? This is what keeps me sane. I also can flip a book in that same time as well. So these are the things I do that help me to reclaim my time and stay well.
Let's take a few tweets. Okay, so we have the tweet here from Dr. Matthias, and he said, sometimes we can reduce stress by leaving the house 15 minutes earlier, writing it down. Don't rely on your memory. Prepare for the morning the night before, admitting you don't know and asking, talking less, listening more, and doing it today. when they say doing it, okay, procrastination, you don't have to procrastinate, okay? And then we have this one from Dr. Chinon. So he says, stress can do this to you. He tabled them. Stress can give you poor sleep, low or no sex drive, hypertension, risk of heart attack, headaches, irregular periods, depression, fatigue, unnecessary anger. Now, how you can manage it: take breaks, exercise often, get enough sleep, laugh. I beg, just laugh. Yeah, they say laughter is the, what is it again? They just talk about laughter. It's the best medicine therapy, right?
Yeah, it's a medicine.
All right, so young folks, there is no stress quite like financial stress, I tell you. Learn how to manage money early. School didn't teach me is a bad excuse. Take the initiative to get a handle on saving, investing, and avoid lifestyle creep now, or you will end up handcuffed by your own mess later. And then, are we taking this? Okay, tip to help you manage stress this week, okay? Smile often, laugh it off, exercise. Stress is not equal to exercise. Take a break, okay? Eat balanced diet. Junk and sugar just makes it worse. Get enough sleep. Don't rely on alcohol. Don't say yes to everything. Manage your time effectively. Okay. Esther, before you react to any of those, let me quickly bring this in. You know, we've been talking about exercise, but here is someone saying exercise, stress is not equal to exercise. Take a break. I don't know what your reaction is to that, Esther.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, like I said, self-awareness is where everything begins, right? If you don't understand your body, you don't understand yourself, you're going to be trying to copy and paste people's routine as yours, not taking into consideration your own personal lifestyle. So that's very correct, because, I mean, if you're actually recovering from malaria, you mustn't go to the gym. You mustn't continue your gym. Your body needs you to rest at that point. And it takes only somebody who understands themselves and understands their body to take a break. Taking a break is also good for your mental health. Knowing when not to talk is also good for your mental health. Disconnecting from your device also good. There are lots of things out there, but lots of the way the world is very fast-paced. People tend to prioritize other things over the most important things. So I think that is really very correct and very correct.
I don't know if you have any reaction to the tweet we just had. But before we go ahead, I don't know if your TV set is on, because we're having this feedback. The echoing is just too much, so we can hear you clearly. If you could just turn it down a bit.
My TV? I'm not using a TV. I'm using my phone.
Okay.
So I'm not using a TV.
All right, let's go on then. Eddie, you have any question for her?
Esther, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
She's
but it's quite
clear.
slow.
Put my earpiece then. Hold on. Let me remove my earpiece.
How about now?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you if you could.
Okay, this is better, right?
Yeah, but you'll be a bit audible when you're talking.
Okay, so what was the question again?
So we were asking you to react to the tweet.
So I had said that I agree. We need to understand ourselves. We need to understand our bodies. We need to listen to our bodies. Just because you are very faithful at the gym does not mean that when you have malaria, you should not rest. It's important that you rest. Do you understand? Know when to rest, know when to move. I think that's the most important thing. Understanding your body. So stress is a killer. Do not join yourself to stress to be a killer. Know when to rest. Rest is also very good for your mental well-being, and it's also very good to take a break, whenever you need it with no apologies, because you need to be able to be well rested to function properly. So those are the things that I would say. Everything on that tweet is very apt and correct, and it's something that is taken for granted a lot of times.
Discussion. I think stress is not a general, yeah, it's everywhere, it's common, but then it's particular to each person, you know. So what could be stress for me may not be stress for Nancy, and may not be stress for you.
Well, that is there too. That's true. What I enjoy doing might be something you don't enjoy doing, might be something that you require too much effort to do. So yes, while I might like to take a walk to my office, you may not be able to take a walk. You may be able to drive and take a walk at some point, but trying to just copy and paste my lifestyle will cause you stress. That is there, and that's very true.
Can we look at them?
Definitely. In Nigeria now, we know that okay, so in Nigeria now, there's almost nothing that doesn't cause you stress, right? From the light situation to the road situation to the hike in prices situation to the economic situation, everything kind of like just screams stress. So the most important thing is finding the things that you have control over. We don't have control over the economy, but we have control over how we spend our money. We can learn financial skills. This can help us to be prudent when we're spending. You see, that's the way you have caused stress in this area. So in Nigeria, almost everything is a trigger for stress. The driving in Nigeria is crazy. Bad roads, you know, in the school, in the educational system, you're paying so much money, you're not getting reward, you're not getting value actually for what you're paying. In the hospitals, the same thing. So everything is just designed with stress. Right? But now being able to sit down with yourself and take stock of these things and know how to manage yourself in these places, prepare yourself for all of these stressors, is a way to curb the stress, and also intentionally distressing, making the point of duty to find something that you do every day that distresses you is our responsibility. It's not that of our boss or anybody else, it's our personal responsibility.
What would be your advice to them on things they should do that could help reduce the stress on their employees?
Really vary depending on the industry. There are really high pressured environments, right? But I think that every high pressured environment should have a plan, a wellness plan for their staff, because the staff is the heart of the organization, right? Without a staff, you can't get work done. So I believe that there should be a wellness plan integrated into, as they integrate a couple of things beyond just saying health work, fitness, wellness checks, all of this. They should have a system that prioritizes their well-being. People work late hours, they can do shifts, right? People are paid overtime to work overtime, they can be paid overtime, right? And they can make their work meaningful, right? I mean, people send and receive emails, they work overnight, and it's not part of their job description. But because there's a deadline and everybody's pushing the deadline, so they should just have, organizations should prioritize the well-being of their staff. They should find what works for their organization and do it. They shouldn't copy and paste what every other person is doing in the organization. Like saying, okay, let's have a health training this week. We are doing, after 1 week, that's all. You give 1 week alone for health-related things in an organization in a whole year, and it doesn't even align with the individuals involved. Or you pay for a gym 1 year, nobody goes there, and it's not a problem. I think that they should just find what works for them. It might be a simple thing, like a wellness check-in monthly, like a conversation, or like something very simple. But I think that it should be an organization's priority, the well-being of their staff. It should be their priority.
Esther, I know you, in the course of your dealing with different individuals, are there those triggers, you know, that people tend to neglect, but you would like to talk about them? Because I know we have so many stress triggers, but are there those ones that they are causing a lot of havoc, but people don't take notice, or people just let it slide?
I mean, two, speak out very loud image for women, their bodies, right? And then social media, what goes on social media? Right? This will be common. For women, when they have to go and change things in their body, or they have to hide their body, it's just body can be a trigger for women. And for those who are online, the way people interact with their content, the comments people leave can make take decisions. So I always advise that before people go social, they should build, they should work on themselves and know why they are there. Because you need resilience to be on those social media streets. Nobody really cares about you. So those would be the two trigger points for me that I know is common globally, everywhere. The way women look before and after childbirth, how they are born, and of course there's one of those who have disabilities, but that's a rare case. Though people actually deal with that, but women, their bodies, and then social media is a big trigger. A lot of things go on in there that are silent killers.
All right. I know before you talk about this, before you mentioned women and their body, you must have seen a whole lot. And not forgetting the recent issue of the big but fit lady, the dancer on TikTok who recently died. And then there were so many comments about how people bullied her into, going for a medical whatever. I don't think we don't have full details of what actually happened to her, but allegedly she went in for a tummy tuck and then she didn't make it. And so many people have said when she makes these her videos, there are so many negative talks in the comment section. And I like the way you put it, because nobody seems to be talking about it. Before you put yourself out there, you should be ready for anything. And if you know you cannot stand the heat, I don't think you should be in that space. What's your take?
I agree with you. But nobody will listen. People will not listen, right? Even when, in fact, people are very confident to put out stuff, but not confident enough to deal with what comes with what they put out. That's the problem. So, but the people who have mastered this and are doing what they are doing, not minding what people are saying. So I think that it's important for everyone to build that form of resilience before they go online. It's so important.
Talking about building that resilience, I know you, the way you're putting your face, you've already built yours. You don't hear again, right? So how can we build?
What are you saying?
I mean, you talked about building resilience. So whatever they say there is just like pouring water on a rock; it doesn't stay. So, but how do we build it? Because it's easier said than done.
As boring as this sounds, man, know thyself. Socrates always says that, like the philosopher says, man, know thyself. Spend enough time with yourself. Discover your likes, your dislikes. Discover your triggers, what puts you in this space and why. And then deal with it. If you say that you don't like when people talk about your hair, why? What's the reason? Why can't it be talked about? You should go to the deep roots, do that personal deep work about the challenges that are already something you haven't dealt with. I think that's the problem. And these things are not taught in schools. They're not even taught in the office. They're not taught anywhere. It's a personal journey. Some people call it deep work, inner work. We have to do that inner work with ourselves. So that when we show up ready. It doesn't mean that some things might not get to us, but it won't break us. It will get to us, but it won't break us. We'll just shrug it off and move on, because we understand that this is part of life. But when we don't have that understanding and we are actually allowing people's words, comments, that becomes a problem. So I would say that we should spend time with ourselves. We should know our triggers. We should query them, and we should deal with them. Know it, query them, and deal with them. Settle it early, so that by the time you are going, you've already spoken to yourself. Speak to yourself. The art of self-talk can never go unnoticed in this thing. You need to keep speaking to yourself daily. It's so important. And also you can affirm yourself. When people use haters' comments to affirm yourself, change it, flip the script. I mean, there's really no hard and fast rule about this, but I believe that it lies on us. It totally lies on us.
Okay, so Esta, while talking, my mind has gone to the teenage children, teenagers. I think they go through stress. And I also thought, wow, could children also go through stress and we don't identify it? And if they do, how do we handle
I didn't hear
this?
that.
Okay, I'm talking about stress-related issues for children and teenagers. We're talking about stress, managing stress. Is it limited to adults only?
I think that, unfortunately, the way our world is, everybody born and alive deals with stress in different levels. Yeah, the babies are stressed. The way they are being handled is stressful. They don't cry for no reason. Their pampers is wet. Nobody's changing it. They are screaming. They are stressed. It might look like it's a joke for a baby, but it's a big deal. When you hear a baby crying, there's something that triggers that response to cry, because that's all they know to do. Now, for children, they throw tantrums. They do a lot of things as well. For teenagers, it's different. Everybody at every age, we react to stress in a different way. So yes, everybody deals with stress in a different way. And some people have found coping mechanisms, good or bad. Some people have not. They're just winging it, and it's not good for their well-being.
Okay. So where's the place of counseling when it has to do with stress? Because
I didn't hear that.
I mean the place of counseling. I mean, going for a therapy or something.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, so let's start from the basics. The basic thing is awareness that this is something that can kill and this exists, right? The second thing is taking responsibility for what you now know. Now, and when you take responsibility, you can now begin to plan to say, okay, I don't have to wait till I break down. I can engage the services of someone who is a mental health professional, right? But these things don't come very cheap. So I always advise that we find deliberate ways to distress every single day. If you love to swim and it makes you feel good, incorporate it every day and swim as much as you can. If you love to dance and it makes you feel good, make sure you put a healthy dose of dance in your life every day, so you won't have to spend so much money to go.
All right, Esther. Now that you've mentioned dance, and we have to go, but then we can't finish this talk without talking about dancing. I know you are so big on dancing as one form of therapy for managing stress, right? Now, with these women you've been dealing with, I know you have classes and all that. So could you just share some success stories with us? You know, how dance therapy has been able to manage stress for some of your clients.
I didn't hear the last thing you said.
I wanted you to share some success stories with us, you know, how dance therapy has been able to manage stress for some of your clients.
Yeah, so I've been in that space for a while. I found dance therapy when I thought I couldn't dance anymore. When I was diagnosed with cervical spondylosis, I couldn't move my body the way I would love to as a professional. That journey, it just unearthed a new, different part of my life. And I didn't know that it could be a blessing to other people, right? So dance therapy is a very important tool. I have seen dance therapy help women heal. The first dance therapy event that we had was a project for breadwinners. Maybe they've lost their spouse or they're dealing with a terminal illness. I mean, we brought about 30 women together in the same space, and we saw healing. We saw healing take place through dance. And ever since, our community has grown to organize events for women. I'm particularly passionate about women because I'm a woman, right? I understand the challenges women face, and I think that dance therapy is something that is becoming very, I won't say popular, but it's becoming very known in some spaces and is accepted. It's not dance therapy as per using dance as therapy or using dance fitness. No, it is incorporating dance movement and finding ways to integrate emotional well-being into that system. So I've done this for teachers, I've done this for professionals, I've done this for organizations, and I'm glad that my community is a first beneficiary and a beneficiary of everything that we do at our community dance therapy. So yes, I know that dance therapy can change lives, and we're looking for more opportunities to spread this news and take dance therapy to everyone, including teenagers and probably even children as well.
All right, thank you so much, Esther, for coming or sharing your valuable insight and expertise on managing stress and anxiety. I can see your passion for holistic wellness and empowerment is truly inspiring. So, but before we wrap up, what final message or advice would you like to leave for our audience?
I would say that you should be you. Dare to be you. And be you for me is an acronym for be yourself and be unapologetic.
Oh, goodness.
Time you find yourself in any kind of situation, be you. Be true to who you are.
Thank you so much. It's just that the network didn't allow us to get that message clear. I don't know if Esther, please, just in 1 minute, come again.
I said, can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfectly.
I said be you. I said be you, and you means be yourself. That's why. O stands for be original, and U stands for unapologetic. So in every situation you find yourself, be you, regardless of what happens. Don't lose yourself. Be you at all times, and that will help you to stay afloat in this challenging and troubled world. Right?
Thank you so much for that wonderful last word there. I tell you, it's
Esther, I hope you are not going to end this on a controversial note, because if we had time, I'll take you on the you being unapologetical. You will take us to another trajectory of this discussion where being unapologetical would turn to being proud.
Yeah, but if it makes you happy, if that's what you want, you'll be you, I think.
But then I agree with you. Be you, be original. Sometimes be unapologetical. I think that would go.
All right. Thank you so much, Esther. It's wonderful having you on the show. We'll see you again some other time.
Thank you.
All right, Eddie. You don't want to be, you want to be apologetical.
Sometimes
you want to be sorry for the way you are.
Sometimes you just need to be.
You know, there's a way you do things sometimes, and you go back inside and you say, Kai, no, this is not right. And then you come out and you say you're sorry, right?
Exactly.
That's what you mean,
but
right?
you know, saying the sorry can be difficult for some people. So so that's why I said sometimes be unapologetical. You need to know when to be.
I understand. All right. That's much we have for you today. We'll see you again tomorrow. From me and Eddie is bye-bye, and thanks for watching.